Raider Nation, what is the deal, man? Once again, it's your guy Panama Fargo back to y'all live with another episode of the Raider Rundown. And today, man, we're going to be going over what the Raiders must not do to make this crucial mistake, right? And at the same time, go over a little Jimmy G update and injury news, see what's going on with him and what could potentially be going on Sunday. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get this intro started and let's get into it.
Young guy, I had a dream that someday I would build the finest organization in professional sports.
Raider Nation, what is the deal? Like I said, you're back for another episode of the Raider Rundown. Make sure you guys are tapping on that like and subscribe button. And please hit on the little notification bell so you get updated whenever I drop episodes like this one right here. But like I was saying, man, we got to go over what the Raiders must not do, right? And what is the critical mistake they must avoid. But before that, we're going to go over a little Jimmy G injury news. So as of right now, there is no update on Jimmy. Like Adam Schefter reported yesterday that he sees it very unlikely that Jimmy G is to play on Sunday. Okay, now this is not something that Adam Schefter is hearing. Keep this shit in mind. This is his guesstimate. So at the end of the day, it's not like he has super inside source, right? That's not how he's portraying, his thoughts on this. At the end of the day, Adam Schefter is just saying because he is in concussion protocol, he sees it hard for him to play. And we kind of already got that blueprint with Jacoby Myers. If you really think about it, Jacoby missed the week against the Bills, right? And once he missed that week against the Bills, we saw, how long it took him to get back. And after a certain time, after a certain day, when he wasn't practicing, it's kind of easy to see, okay, he's probably not going to be playing. So we got to keep that same timeline with Jimmy, see if he's out there, right? At the end of the day, we all know who should be starting if Jimmy is not out there. There's no sense in pushing Brian Hoyer out there, and we all know that. Brian Hoyer should be your worst case scenario quarterback, like worst case scenario. But at the end of the day, we got to throw Aiden O'Connell out there and see what he has. And that's the whole thing, right? And I have another video talking about the impact that he could have if he is named the starter, right? I have a video already lined up on the impact that he can have, not just on the team this season, but, a lot of other things as well. And this is just my 2 cents on it. But at the end of the day, stay tuned for that. But, that leads into if you have success on Sunday, then a lot of things can start changing. Outlooks on things can start changing, mainly the defense, right? And this is the reason I made this video. And, the critical mistake the Raiders must avoid. They must avoid the scapegoat trap, right? And when I say the scapegoat trap, if the Raiders continue to struggle like they are, you know what is coming. And what is coming is we all want Josh McDaniels fired if the Raiders continue to struggle. If the Raiders continue to struggle, then yes, I'm going to want him fired. Right now, I'm not all the way on that. But at the end of the day, right, if they do struggle, we're going to want him fired. But instead of that, they're going to roll with the scapegoat route and then fire probably Patrick Graham. Probably Patrick Graham. So at the end of the day, we have to be real about ourselves, right? As much as we really don't like the defense and we say the defense is not good, you have to be fair and say there is no money spent on that side of the ball to even have any type of impact, right? And yeah, sometimes there's problems with what I have that, Patrick Graham displays, but I don't think he's that bad, bro. I really don't. He's not Paul Gunther bad. He's not some of these other motherfuckers we didn't have, right? I think, there's things he definitely needs to get better at. But for the most part, I think the defense looks improved this year. Now, of course, our D-line is still ass, and that's something that needs to get addressed. But we have to put majority of the blame on the offense just because they're not scoring points. They're not sustaining drives. They are the majority of what this team is spent on. So that right there is where the failure is coming in. And you have an offensive-minded head coach. It'd be different if you had a defensive-minded head coach, right? It'd be like, all right, well, We expect to stop motherfuckers. But if you have an offensive-minded head coach, you expect to score. So those are three main reasons right there. You cannot fall into the scapegoat trap, right? Because if we do that, then that does not solve the problem. The problem starts from the top. Okay, so if the top is fucked up, the rest of it's gonna be fucked up. Y'all ever worked at a job, right? And you just did not like this job, but you kind of knew why you didn't like this job, and that's because every time you walked in, the manager was ass, right? The manager was terrible, and from the top down, the dumb shit spreads, right? Same shit in this workplace. It's a workplace. Yeah, it's football, but it's a workplace. And if your boss is not good, the company won't be good. So at the end of the day, right, we have to sit here and say if the Raiders continue to struggle, it is not because of the defense. That's not the case. And we all know it's not the case. If, right, if they fire Patrick Graham today or tomorrow, if they were to fire him, we would all sit here, and although some of us would be like, oh, yeah, cool, you really think that's going to fix the problem? Let's be real. It's not. It's not going to fix the problem because that's not the problem. So at the end of the day, avoid the trap, right? If the Raiders continue to struggle, which we'll see, but if they do, you cannot sit there and say the Band-Aid on it is to fire Patrick Graham, and that's why we haven't been good. Stop. It just sounds idiotic when you say it out loud. So Mark Davis needs to pull the wool over his eyes if that happens and say, all right, bro, it starts from the top down. So I'm sorry. All y'all got to go. It's just not going to work. You feel what I'm saying? Some of y'all did some good spots here and there, but shit, it's bad. And that's if it's really bad, right? But we'll see. We will see. Now, I usually like to be positive on this channel. And at the end of the day, I will continue to be positive on this channel. And my positivity right now comes from just seeing what we have in a young quarterback. All right? Because he cannot be much worse than what Jimmy was displaying out there. Just can't be worse. So the positivity is in the unknown for me. That's where it is. Because who knows what he is? Even if he's serviceable, just makes us look better. You feel what I'm saying? Week 1. His first week just makes the offense hum a little different. If he does that, I'm cool. I'm straight. Then it's like, all right, we can start opening up shit and start instilling more of a game plan with him. He can handle more if he shows some good shit this week, right? So at the end of the day, that's where my positivity comes from, and saying, although we had lost games, it's only 3 games in, and our defense hasn't been but fuck terrible. Like, it's been bad, but it ain't been bad like I've remembered it, right? So at the end of the day, that's just my 2 cents. Y'all let me know down below how y'all feel. How do you feel about some of the takes I had in this video? If you like it, if you dislike it, comment down below, man. Let's holler about it. Let's have a conversation. At the end of the day, make sure you guys are tapping on the like and the subscribe button. Hit on the little notification bell. Share the channel out to all Raider friends, Raider fam, man. You know what time it is, bro. If you like that real shit, if you like real content, definitely come on this channel, and you're going to vibe with everybody on here, man. So at the end of the day, hit on them buttons, and remember, I always keep it authentic from the cloud to the ground on the Raider Rundown.
I need a bad bitch with an accent, serving in peace, still taxing. Just got tapped for the young cash app, moonwalking like a young Mike Jackson. Yeah, shots to the head, ride clean and still fuck feds. Realest nigga and it's on my kids, so who the fuck gon' wanna test me, bitch?